Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gable.
And my name is Jacob Words, guys. Welcome to YouTube exclusive number 16. If this is your first time joining us for a YouTube exclusive, basically what we do here is we do a shortened version of our full-length podcast. So sometimes we will add a couple points to a topic we've already covered in a full-length episode. Sometimes we will do a strictly exclusive topic to a YouTube exclusive video. And then sometimes we will even preface a future topic that we will then eventually talk about on the podcast, which is likely what we are doing here, because this is certainly a topic that we can expand on even more than what we will here in the few minutes that we're going to give you guys a couple points. So what we're going to talk about in this video is if you are weak in the gym, and this is not a roast session, by the way.
No.
But if you are just physically weaker in the gym at this point in your fitness journey, in your lifting journey, here are a couple points for you to get started to work out of that.
Yep. So, guys, let's make it real clear to you. Warts is right. It's not a roast session, of course. Physically weak in the gym also means physically weak in life, too. 100% does. Anybody that tells you, oh, you might bench that much, but I have construction strength, or I have this strength. That's not true. That's not a thing. Because somebody's strong, they're strong. If they can bench a lot, they can deadlift a lot, they can squat a lot, they're strong. That's how it works. So we're going to talk to those of you that want to fix that weakness issue, so to speak. Again, we're being constructive here. We're not calling you pussies or somebody, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, etc. So, first point, Mortz and I wanted to touch on here. One, you just need to lift some heavy damn weight. We're going to talk compound movements today in the gym. In general, if you are fledgling, I'm talking you can't even lift your body weight in any of the lifts, essentially in the gym, deadlift, squat, hip hinges, bench presses, all of it. If you can't lift your body weight in any of those, we really need to talk about you just lifting in general here. But the compound moves is where we're going to go, and we're going to talk about programming related to those. We'll talk about that in the second point. Compound movements, again, squat motions, hip hinges like RDLs or Romanian deadlifts or straight leg deadlifts. You're talking about deadlifts also being in the hip hinge motions as well. You're talking about bench presses, pressing movements, pulling movements in the gym like cable rows or barbell rows, etc. Stuff that's going to enhance your strength. If you do not have these in your routine and you are quote unquote weak, you're not going to get stronger. It's just the truth.
Yeah. Well, and it's a great place to start with the big compound lifts, especially the big three, the bench, the deadlift, and the squat. Those are great places to start, and as a matter of fact, you should start on those because you're going to get a basic understanding of lifting. You're going to get more comfortable in the gym because those can be very complex movements, even though they are the most tried and true and traditional movements out there that have been around for years and years and years. They're still complex in their own individual ways, and so those three, whether it's with a barbell or dumbbells or a hex bar instead of a straight bar for deadlifts or whatever it is, whatever variation, doesn't necessarily matter, you will gain extremely valuable experience by just starting very basically. And now we're not saying go to the gym and do 4 sets of bench press and then call it a day. That's not what we're saying here. But we're saying to get really good at those movements to start. And if you are weak, that is all the more reason to start with those big three lifts.
It's the idea of conquering the basics. Is what you're talking about here.
100%.
Yeah, the conquering the basics, because if you have the form down on the squats, the deadlifts, and the benches, you're gonna be able to take that form into even machine work and cable work and dumbbell work and everything else. So that is what we're talking about, conquering the basics. Point 2 is the rep ranges on this stuff. Now, a lot of people think about strength work being basically the 1 to 3 rep range, so 1 to 3 reps total on a set, or 3 to 5 reps, right? You can still gain strength. Let's make this very clear. If you do 10 reps, 12 reps in a set, whatever amount, you can still gain strength doing that, but we're talking about the most efficient way to do that, which is a lot of the times the lower rep ranges. Usually staying under 8 reps is where you could make that argument. Again, that's not taken away from the fact that you can gain strength other ways. So if you're just starting out, realistically, we're probably recommending the 5 to 8 reps. At least the first 4 weeks of your program, 4 to 6 at minimum, that just to get you a baseline for strength, so to speak. Once we get past that point, we can start talking about the 3 to 5 the 1 to 3s and having different cycles with that. Because again, for those of you that don't know, with your program, it shouldn't look identical. I shouldn't say it shouldn't look identical. If it works for you, it could look identical. I'll make that clear.
You know, like, I think where you're going is there should be a natural progression through the program.
Yeah, right.
You know, if for 3 months straight, you're doing 8 reps of the same movement.
Just 3 sets of 8 reps, and then that's it.
Yeah. And while there are certain movements that can be beneficial.
Sure.
What we're talking about here in this video, it isn't necessarily. And so I think where you were trying to go there was there should be a progression through the programming, and that's why our programming is so great. And if you guys aren't on Untapped Training, like, you need to get a hold of us right now, because we will help you get results, and we will help you do these things that we're talking about. As basic of a lifter as you might be, or as advanced of a lifter as you might be, we have been, and we are everything in between. Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, starting in that 5 to 8 range is also great because it's a moderately intense rep range.
Right, you can do 60% of your max
100%.
Instead of 90% of your max or whatever. Yeah, right.
Exactly. And then you can get to a point where maybe you are doing 80, 90% of your max in that rep range. As a matter of fact, you should get to that point. So that 5 to 8 range is a great place to start for all these different reasons. And then, as you said, then we'll start talking about the 3 to 5s, the 1 to 3s, because that's when you can really test your strength and know where you're at so that you can progress your weight in that 5 to 8 rep range.
Again, muscular strength is what we're referring to here, guys. Pure, raw strength. So if that program is progressing properly, and let's just say you want to work on bench press strength. Most of our listeners are dudes. We all want to work on bench press strength, and 100%. It's a great movement, by the way. So we're all about that. If you're doing that, then again, like Wirt said, that 3 sets of 8 reps isn't always the most efficient way to build raw strength. If we're going to work you up, we're going to bring you down to 3 to 5 after 4 weeks. We might take you six weeks at that, or within that next 6 weeks, we might even have the first 2 weeks be 3 to 5 reps. Then we start working you down to 3, 2, 1, etc. in that program. So where you have a top set of 2 reps or a top set of 3 reps, so that strength builds out for you. Again, your program is going to look different for every single person, but if we're talking about raw strength, it has to be progressed in that way. That's how you actually track the raw strength too, because it's hard to track percentage-wise off of an 8 rep max compared to a 3 rep max or a 1 rep max.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Guys, if you were weak in the gym, this is where to start. Again, if you're not already on Untapped Training, get a hold of us. We have a fully custom Untapped Training app. It is awesome. It's easy to use. It's very easy to communicate with us through the app. So please reach out to us, leave it in the comments of this video, DM us on Instagram at untapped.llp, and we will get you the results that you want to get. So guys, until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.